Hi, everybody. Today I want to share with you some devotional thoughts from a different source than we're accustomed to. I know that our normal format involves us reading up on a current event and then reporting on it and sharing God's perspective on it and praying about it. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that all of you are very much informed already of current events. I know that at this point we are in something that's not just a pandemic but also an infodemic because of all the information that's circulating, and so it can be really overwhelming, and I know that a lot of you guys are feeling like it's just too much information. And so today during our devotional, I want to give you, in a spiritual sense, an opportunity to catch your breath. So let's go to our source of hope in times of trouble. And I want to share a quote to start out with. This quote is from a woman named Corrie Ten Boom, and she had this to say: "If you look at the world, you'll be distressed. If you look within, you'll be depressed. But if you look at Christ, you'll be at rest." So this is not just a cute rhyming poem. There is truth here, a deep truth that I'm hoping resonates with you as it does with me, especially in the challenging circumstances that we find ourselves in right now. And so I want to layer this poem with some context. I want to give you some background on Corrie Ten Boom that will hopefully help you to see this quote with fresh eyes and to help you really experience the truth that's behind it. So Corrie Ten Boom was a Dutch watchmaker and later a writer, but she is most famous for working with her father, sister, and other family members during World War II to save Jews from the Nazi Holocaust. She did this by hiding Jews inside her house. After World War II, Corrie famously went on speaking tours where she shared about her experience during World War II. And what was really interesting about those tours is at one point, she openly forgave some of the Nazi soldiers that were responsible for her imprisonment in a concentration camp. So there's something powerful about Corrie's faith that really motivated her not just to forgive, but to also be steadfast in her hope and in her faith in times of trouble. But let me backtrack a little bit and give you even more information about this amazing woman. Before she became famous, Corrie was already making her mark. She trained to be a watchmaker in 1922 and became the first female watchmaker licensed in the Netherlands. Over the next decade, throughout the 1920s, in addition to working with her father in his clock shop, she established a youth club for teenage girls, and in this club she would give them religious instruction, but she would also teach them performing arts, sewing, and other handicrafts. She and her family were highly faithful and deeply religious, and they were Calvinist Christians in the Dutch Reformed Church, and their faith is what inspired them to serve their society by offering shelter, food, even money if it came down to it, for anyone who was in need. And this is a way that Corrie was raised. So even before the Holocaust, her family was very outwardly focused on providing for those around them. But then, of course, during World War II, the needs of others became so paramount that it was a matter of life and death. Motivated by her faith, Corrie not just provided shelter for Jews, she actually ended up suffering alongside Jews and others who were imprisoned in concentration camps because her family was discovered hiding Jews. So they were caught, arrested, and Corrie was sent along with her sister to the Ravensbrück concentration camp. She wrote a book later on called The Hiding Place, and it's a biography where she recounts a lot of that story. And it talks a lot about her hope and her trust in God, even in the midst of a concentration camp. Her hope and faith in Christ is what really sustained her in those challenging circumstances. And so I want to share with you a few more of her quotes with that knowledge behind you. And my prayer for you is that as I read these quotes from Corrie, that you would apply them to your own circumstances right now. And so the first one I'm going to read is as follows: "In darkness, God's truth shines most clear. There is no pit so deep that God's love is not deeper still. You can never learn that Christ is all you need until Christ is all you have. And then as we come to a close, I want to go back to the original quote that I shared with you at the beginning of our devotional. If you look at the world, you'll be distressed. If you look within, you'll be depressed. But if you look at Christ, you will be at rest. So may you find rest in Christ today. I'm praying for you guys. I'm sending you all my love. I miss you, and I hope that this is encouraging for you. And I pray that you have a great rest of your day.